And stretch.
Are you sure?
See this? This is what Western Europeans do.
Day 3 was sort of an acclimatization day. We had to go to Lava Tower and then go back down to our campsite. The steady ascent was quite grueling because you keep walking for so many hours, and you're literally waiting for a period where you can get some sugar or food to eat.
6 to 7.
6 to 7 hours.
It's gonna depend with our pace.
Hard day.
Not hard day. Yesterday was a little bit hardest, but today, very easy, much easier today.
From my point of view, this journey wasn't just about me, it was about all of the people that were there, and it was also what was going to make it was that we gelled, that we got together as like a sort of family. I don't think that the trip would have been as good if there hadn't been any of that.
The terrain once again changed, and this time it was all very volcanic. So it's very prehistoric, very little vegetation, no animals, a really good hike to acclimatise. So we went up to, I think it was about 4,000 or so metres. Getting a bit more grueling, but nonetheless still really good time speaking with all the people that you're trekking with.
Keep going.
And it was misty and you couldn't see ahead. It was, I think, overcast and then it also started drizzling a bit that day, which made it even worse. Cold and wet, not a good combination. And then feeling sick doesn't help at all. But I think it wasn't long drawn out, but yes, it felt forever.
The walk seemed to drag on and on. It was very monotonous. You couldn't see anything, nothing to distract you from your own thoughts. And it was very exhausting.
The landscape wasn't as varied as day 1, but walking up or climbing up the tower felt like an accomplishment.
There was hardly any vegetation, so we were in the dust, and it was a long, hard slog. This was when it really started to hit. And I think at this point is when I realized that the altitude sickness was actually getting to me. There was one point where I thought, oh, you're just tired, because again, rocks, tent partners, and their nocturnal noises. I thought maybe, yeah, that was the cause, but no, I'm pretty sure at this point altitude sickness was what was getting to me, and one of the reasons why I wasn't sleeping as well as I thought that I maybe would do, even after a long, hard day of hiking.
Physically, I was fine. Don't remember any problems. Was just walking. Was quite comfortable.
I just had a headache and like a splitting headache and a little bit of fatigue.
That was the day altitude hit me hard. I was in high spirits till that point in time perhaps, but day 3 in my head, we started doing it and I thought, you know what, I might have to call it because I'm feeling it really hard. Probably didn't show it a lot, but I felt every single step I took was painful.
So day 3 for me was the toughest day of the entire trip. This is where we climbed, I think, to about 4,200, and it was about 1,000 meters or so in that one day. That was awful for me. I was feeling sick, nausea. It's just my body was not responding to the way my mind wanted to work, really.
I knew it was going to be a really tough day. Every single step I took, the further I looked, I was feeling discouraged. I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
Because we were gaining elevation, some of the guys in the group were starting to get altitude sickness. It was raining as well in between, so we had to help some of them slow down, get their breathing back to normal, and make sure that everyone reached the campsite safe. And I think these are the days where you realize that it's great to have a group with you, because you keep each other motivated and to go ahead.
My appetite completely dropped. I didn't have any headaches. I just felt like something heavy on my chest the whole time. I couldn't eat anything, I couldn't put down anything, not even, there was like chicken and eggs and stuff. I was just giving away my food.
I spoke to the guides and the porters, and I was like, I just want to go back, I'm not enjoying this anymore. And I was pretty serious. Actually, I had made up my mind, and if there was a route to get out, I would have. But the porters then said that we were on the wrong side of the mountain, and it would take another 9 hours to get back to the next camp.
How are you feeling, Lenny?
Good.
Yeah?
I was really feeling ill in terms of my belly. I don't think food was sitting well, or the malaria tablets or whatever wasn't sitting well with me. I was feeling a bit weird.
And I had this really appetizing looking sandwich. I think it was like a Welsh rarebit sandwich. And it looked really good. And I put it up to my mouth. But my esophagus said, no, that's not going in. So I was like, what's going on? I want to eat. Let me eat. Put it up to my mouth. It was like, no, it's not going in.
That was the day I decided, I was like, I'm going back home. I was like, it's not, that I was through a bit of a tantrum there.
So this was really tough. We got to the top and it was amazing. So we had this massive rock just standing, towering above us.
The first thought when I saw this fantastic natural feature of the lava tower was, yes, we get to have lunch. That's the first thing that came to mind. And after having got to eat my lunch pack, which in itself was very good, and even better because everyone else who unfortunately was suffering altitude sickness gave me all their food, so I was stuffed.
I have to say, I think I expected people to fall out initially within day 1 or day 2. But I don't think that was the case, and I personally think that the group got along quite well.
There you go.
Was it Big Gay Al who said, I'm super?
Oh, thanks for asking.
It's crazy. I can't tell you how much it meant to me, like the kind of relations you make with these people at the end of this trip. They turn out to be your best friends, your family. Even if it's only going to last you for that trip, keep it because you need it.
Having trekked all day, or rather scrambled all day, we had fantastic dinner as always, and somebody out the corner of the tent said, wow, what's that like? And as we all went outside the tent, we were 4 and a bit thousand metres up, and in front of us was probably the most incredible view that I've ever seen. You had this fantastic view across a town called Moshi, and when we looked up, the whole night sky was covered with the Milky Way and the stars, and it's probably the most fantastic thing I think I've ever seen, and it was just one of the most amazing memories of the whole trip.